Is AI going to take my job?
We believe the only thing that Commodore 65,000 is any serious professional quality reports.
The computer should solve all humanity's problems.
Hi, I'm Georgine and I am the graphic designer here at Transform, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about AI generated artwork today. So if you're in the creative industry, you've probably heard and been bombarded by a lot of AI generated artwork. And you're probably worrying about your job. I mean, is this the death of graphic designers or concept artists, motion designers? Are we literally going to die out overnight? I mean, seriously, I'm asking for a friend here. I need to know. But what is all the fuss about? And should we really be worrying that much about it? So what actually is artificial intelligence? According to the IBM Cloud Education, artificial intelligence leverages computers and machines to mimic the problem-solving and decision-making capabilities of the human mind. Bit of a mouthful, but that's what they say. Regarding AI art, it's things like Midjourney and DALL-E. They basically create images from little bits of text descriptions. The images they then create can form a little feedback loop for them, and they can learn how to make drawings even better from the images that they're creating. But can a machine really be that good at creating artwork? And it can. I mean, it depends on the machine. It depends on what kind of AI you're using. But for example, Midjourney, back in July is when it was put onto open beta for the public. And back then, it was pretty cool, but now it's mastered so many different design skills and art styles that it would take a human years to learn. And that's kind of astonishing. A little bit scary, but it's also kind of cool to see what could it do next. Here's a bit of a comparison for you. So this is between Midjourney and then another AI called Dream by Wombo. Here at Transform, we put in the same prompts and just sort of compared what they came up with. So our prompts were huge spherical alien ship towering over a mountainous landscape. And this is what we got. I mean, I know which one I would like to do my portrait, but it's pretty amazing to see what an AI can create. And really, it's free software, so why would you be using a creative designer when you can create beautiful artwork without them? And how does that affect us as graphic designers instead of just artists? So it affects us as designers because if AI can create artwork like that, it's not that much of a leap to see an AI create a logo or a magazine cover, which is actually already happening. Vice back in 2017 used a basic form of AI called DCGAN, also known as Deep Convolutional Generative Adversarial, to create their February issue. It's not a fully fledged AI in the same way that Midjourney is, but it's still data-driven art. It's pretty interesting in its own right, particularly when you consider it is a magazine cover, so it's quite bold, but it's not really the most impressive thing I've ever seen. But this year, Cosmopolitan, your lifestyle women's magazine, actually collaborated with DALL-E 2 and a digital designer called Karen X Cheng to create the world's first AI-generated cover, which is pretty interesting. So the prompts were wide-angle shots from below a female astronaut with an athletic feminine body walking with swagger towards the camera on Mars in an infinite universe synthwave digital art. Quite a long text description, but this is what they got. So the hand is a little funky, but overall it's a really cool retro vibe, and I have to say I'm kind of digging it. And when you think about how quickly Midjourney went from what it was like in July to what it is now, it's no surprise that if AI is used for covers like this, we're going to see some pretty amazing things over the next few years. You're probably thinking I'm not really helping with the whole are we going to lose our job thing, but just hear me out. Even though these covers were created with AI, neither of them had no human input. They both still had designers and creatives involved. And that's because we're not just human factories here to churn out graphics. We're creative scientists. We use tools to our advantage to create amazing, beautiful pieces of artwork. We're working with our clients in a constant feedback loop to make sure that we're creating things that make sense for their brand, for their clients, for the world they sit in, for the typography, for everything. We're not just creating things that look good on an algorithm according to a computer. It just doesn't really make sense. And to be quite honest, I think if an AI created all the designs in the world, there would be a lot of trademark lawsuits going on because everything will probably end up looking the same. And machine learning isn't actually all that new to the design world. Take the content-aware fill on Photoshop, a tool that I'm sure all of us have actually used once in our lifetime. It's actually AI technology, so it can be really handy. Netflix actually used AI tech as well to work out which frame of a video would make the best thumbnail. That allows the creative team to pick the best one with relation to the typography and the general use of the platform. This kind of knowledge can really speed up design processes and just give us that extra bit of confidence that what we're creating is the right thing. So my final thoughts, I believe that AI is actually a really exciting thing and something to embrace rather than shun. Let's use it as a tool to create something even better, to create something that our audiences are going to respond to, and we know that because of the data. Or to generate ideas on a logo, for example, in like an hour instead of spending half a day only to show a client who then goes, oh, I don't like any of them. It'll actually be really handy. Ultimately, let's just use it to transform our designs into something even better. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe and tell us what you think about design and AI, what the future of it could be. Leave us a comment and let us know your thoughts.